Jai Gurudev, thank you for joining us today. So, in this episode, we have with us an art of living expert and an officer of the Vedic Dharma Sansthan, and we will be discussing how Hanuman gives Rama's ring a sign of faith and proof. So, what is the significance of Hanumana giving Rama's ring to Sita in the Sunder Kanda? Yes, Hanuman offering Rama's ring to Sita is more than a mere gesture. It's a transmission of faith, love, and assurance. The ring becomes a divine token of recognition, calming Sita's despair and anchoring her in hope in our spiritual practice. This moment teaches us the value of Shraddha or faith and Smriti or remembrance. Just as the ring reminded Sita of Ram's love, practices like Sudarshan Kriya remind us of our inner source. In rough times and tough times when doubt clouds the mind, the breath and devotion becomes our symbolic ring returning to truth. And how does this episode reflect Vedic symbolism and dharmic assurance? The ring is a mudra, a seal of dharma in Vedic culture. Symbolic tokens are often used to affirm truth. So this episode shows how the guru or messenger doesn't argue but presents living proof. Just like Anjaneya Homam invokes Hanuman's presence as a true messenger of dharma. Here, the ring confirms divine intent. It teaches that true transmission of dharma is subtle and sacred. When Sita receives the ring, she is receiving divine energy. Similarly, in Upanayanam and Sandhya Vandanam, the sacred thread and mantras act as reminders of the inner Rama we serve. So, how can chanting Hanuman Chalisa mirror the emotional shift seen in Sita after receiving the ring? Sita's mood transforms from despair to clarity the moment she receives the ring. The Hanuman Chalisa, when chanted with devotion, creates the same energetic transformation. Within each verse is like a symbolic ring of remembrance. His Holiness Sri Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji often says, when the heart is heavy, chant. When the mind is clouded, breathe. Through the Chalisa, we invoke Hanuman's strength and surrender. That feeling of being watched over, remembered, and protected, like Sita felt, comes alive in the devotee's heart. It's a shift from darkness to light. In what way does this scene inspire seekers on the spiritual path? This scene assures every seeker that even in the deepest suffering, divine help arrives. Sita had no visible hope, but Hanuman's arrival with the ring showed that grace works beyond logic. In Vedic Dharma Sansthan, we stress Shraddha and Saburi, faith and patience. The ring becomes a spiritual signature of Ram's presence, like the Gayatri Mantra in daily Sandhya, constantly reminding us we are not alone. Devotees doing Agni Karyam or Japa Yagyas often report similar comfort, as though the Lord has sent a sign that He is with them. Can this movement be linked with the modern emotional struggles and how art of living practices help? Absolutely. Today, many face loneliness, anxiety, and confusion. Like Sita in Ashoka Vatika, the ring symbolizes validation, reminding us that we are heard and loved. Sudarshan Kriya, Sahat Samadhi meditation, and Seva help purify the mind and awaken that inner strength. When you feel isolated, remember you are Hanuman to carry the ring of your Guru's wisdom to your own heart. Gurudev's courses make the mystical act practical, helping seekers recognize the divine touch in breath, mantra, and silence. It's a divine connection like the ring in every Kriya. So, how does this episode connect to the role of a guru in both Vedic and art of living traditions? The guru is like Hanuman, a bridge between the individual soul and the supreme. The ring represents the upadesha or the teaching coming not to argue but to awaken. In Guru Puja, we invoke the same transmission where the presence of the guru affirms our path. Similarly, in Anjaneya Homam, Hanuman becomes the divine courier, the carrier of truth. When one receives a mantra from Guru, it's like Sita receiving the ring, assurance that the divine is aware of our journey and guiding us always. So, what lesson can leaders and professionals take from this event? Professionals often seek validation and clear direction, much like Sita in a moment of trial. Hanumana didn't overwhelm her with logic, he offered a sign of authenticity. This is a lesson in emotional intelligence, as Gurudev says. When the heart opens, truth is received. In leadership, being like Hanumana, offering presence and proof, not pressure, is key. Practices like Sahat Samadhi meditation and leadership through wisdom courses help align intention with presence. Just like the ring, once its integrity becomes a silent proof of commitment. How can families and children relate to this story practically? Families can see this as a lesson in trust and devotion. The ring shows how a small symbol, when imbued with love and sincerity, carries immense power, teaching children the Hanuman Chalisa, encouraging them to participate in pujas and engaging in family seva builds a shared foundation of faith. Sita's joy in seeing the ring teaches that divine signs often come through humble, devoted messengers. By creating a home rooted in dharma and daily Vedic rituals, the ring of faith is passed on generation to generation. Can this act of giving the ring be seen as an act of meditative awareness? Indeed, when Hanuman offers the ring, he does not complete awareness, humility, and devotion. Does so in it's a moment of presence in meditation, particularly Sahat Samadhi meditation. Such presence blossoms naturally. Gurudeva explains that when the mind is still, when what we offer, be it words, gestures, or silence, becomes infused with power, Hanuman's act becomes an archetype, the awakened mind offering truth in the gentlest of way. Meditation cultivates this quality, making us messengers of peace, not just speakers of words. How do rituals like Anjaneya Homam spiritually connect us to this moment? Anjaneya Homam channels the energy of Hanumana, the ideal devotee and messenger, just as he gave the ring with reverence and purpose. The Homam offerings carry our intentions to the divine. Fire becomes the medium, the ring of our devotion sent to the Lord. Through Vedic chanting, we recreate that sacred communication. Every offering is a reminder our sincerity, like Hanuman's, has the power to reach divine ears. This sacred act elevates our consciousness and restores the same courage and clarity Sita received from that tiny powering ring. Jai Gurudev.